skin like that F-18 you're talking about, but we don't have it in the skin set. Can we see it?
We would not see it if they were using a custom skin. What we would see is just a very plain skin, but they were using a skin that is within the default DCS set.
Got it.
You want to hold up for him?
Yeah. I think I loaded the Mark 1 TP. That's a training round, isn't it?
Yes.
And I loaded the 151 PMI.
Gonna throw some different rockets on mine while waiting.
Request refueling. Request rearming. Copy. Refueling complete. Rearming complete.
I would find it quite entertaining if we had a napalm option.
I would. Does the A-10 never carried napalm?
Not that I'm aware of.
Alright, I'm back. Is that correct? Area 62? Yep. Alright.
2-2 radio check.
That's
You're
one
there.
there.
Alright, so I gotta set up the ripples. I gotta remember how to do that shit.
So inventory.
No, that's in, isn't that in profile?
Oh yeah, sorry, you're right. It's been a while. That was a test. We passed.
Ripple single or ripple pair?
So the most times you're doing two things with rockets. You're either hitting soft targets like people. Pairs are good because then you kind of blow up two spots at once. And ripple single's good if you're strafing a line of soft targets like a convoy of trucks, so that you're firing off one every second or two as you move your pipper along the convoy. So since the BMPs are lined up in rows, you might as well go ripple single.
And then what do you want for ripple quantity?
So how many rockets do you have? Why don't we shoot at least 7 at a time?
CCIP mode. Alright, let's party.
Alright, you take the 2 slot.
Ellis traffic. Dragonfly taking the active at runway 03 right. Ellis.
Help fight the crew chief remove those wheel chocks.
Four one's up.
Two set.
Three set.
Alright. Check that your flaps are set to half. Give it the controls a full wipe. Hold down the brakes and run the throttle up to 80% RPM. 4-1 is green.
2-2 screen jet.
Green screen.
4-1 running up and rolling.
Two-two's rolling.
You're rolling.
Or one up the clean. Alright, flight check left, flight check left. Headed towards waypoint 59er.
2.
3.
Thanks for teaching me that stuff about the tech end.
Learned it is not until you reproduce it.
Fair enough.
Guess what we'll be doing on our way back?
10 DME arcs.
Yes, sir. We'll have that 10 DME arc chart up in our knee board. I did bring a string of Mark 82 dumb bombs to ripple off too. Those are always fun.
There you go.
Village traffic, Dragonfly, display of your airspace, pushing 2 line, excellent.
Gator, what'd you bring to party with?
I got some rockets as well.
Yeah, I'm firewalled and I'm not even close to catching you.
I didn't bring as many as you guys did.
Ah.
These static targets, do they actually blow up or do they just stay there?
Yeah, they blow up.
Okay.
Don't think I've ever carried this many rockets before.
Or 1 going nose level. At Angels 10.1.
2's nose level 10.1.
Three nose level, fenced in. Targets are at 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
4-1 fenced in. Fuel 9.9.
2 fenced in, 10-2.
Just beyond the target area. I'm going to work the rightmost column.
Two will take the far left one. Gator, you want to hey diddle diddle right up the middle?
You know it.
So unlike a gun strafing run, you're not pushing your trigger, you're pushing your bomb release to fire the rockets, and the airplane will not lock its mode up, so you want to just strafe right up the column.
Putting down the mark point. Two's gonna extend left.
Trees rolling in.
Or one's gonna follow in behind 3-1.
What I don't remember is on these unguided rockets how far away you should shoot. Just wait for the circle to start crawling in.
That's what I'm waiting for.
So I set my ripple up for 14. Let's see what happens. Looks like around 2 miles and less, the circle starts to go down. And pistol.
Nice.
Didn't have it set up right. It did not ripple. I had to manually ripple it. Ooh, I forgot to activate that profile. So even though you set it up, you still got to activate it on the profile main page.
that's soy, and then DMS switch to the left, right?
Correct. But I don't know, does that turn it on too?
That usually usually runs your program. Yeah.
Okay. Damn, I only got one smoking.
Mine just danced around all of my targets.
Two twos on the way in. Two twos turn in for the attack run.
Good run.
Two twos off high, right?
And always throw your flares and practice your departure turns. Three in close. Three pistol. No, it's not doing that again. I'm gonna pull off and try to figure that out.
What happened?
It's still not doing the profile. It's doing the manual release setup instead of the profile.
Or one is in on targets.
Yeah. Still says manual release. Does it show manual release on your HUD?
Yeah.
Okay, but it rippled them off?
Yeah.
Pull up.
You just
pull
held
up.
the button down, right?
Correct.
Altitude.
Yeah, I was just
altitude.
firing one.
Pull up. Pull up.
Alright, looks all good. Profile on 151.
Two twos turn into the attack run.
3's turning it in trail.
Two-two's inbound with smoke rockets.
Yeah, see if the smoke pops up where you wanted it. That's really the test for that. Otherwise, you gotta tell your friends to offset from the smoke.
Warning, autopilot.
Two-two's off my right. Yeah, I saw the smoke briefly.
Alright, 3 pistol. Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, good effect on target there.
Helps when you shoot a whole bunch of them.
Or one in itself.
Two-two's falling 4-1 on the attack run south.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Two-two targets marked with smoke.
3's gonna turn in, I'm gonna drop some Mark A2s. See if I can get him to ripple. You get a line of white smoke, that's funny.
Or one in by and 3-1.
Stand by for bombs.
Two-two's inbound 4-1.
Were there explosions?
don't see any.
Bombs are low.
Warning, autopilot.
Dude, it's offline, right?
Those elimination flares are pretty comical.
Yeah, they stayed up there for a while too.
Oh, they're still up.
Oh yeah, I can see them now.
The little parachutes.
They work pretty good at night.
Inbound.
Decent.
Yeah, they're definitely cool at night. The IR ones are even cooler. You only see them in your NVGs. And flying down your string of things.
Or one in. Going guns.
Two-two's in. Yeah, see, I gotta update my gun qual too.
Oh, I wouldn't worry too much about the dates.
Pull up, pull up.
The Grim had a lot of time. We were kind of keeping up with it a little bit. We've been too busy. Tusk's been too busy. So
Pull up, pull up.
each week
Shoot
you
you
go out
with
and
a
hit
pistol.
things, then it's good enough.
Yellow.
Hey there.
Two-two's off high, right?
How you doing, boss?
Just got some crackle sounds.
I'm gonna ripple off some maps.
Knock him dead, boss. Knock him dead.
Fuck was that?
More maps inbound.
Four ones in.
Two-two's in with the last pass for rockets.
Sounds like an air horn wave file.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Three's gonna follow 2 on a gun pass. Do the old strafing style.
2-2 side right.
Pull up, pull up.
Two twos turn in with the gun.
Three's turning in. Gun. Oh yeah.
Death Blossom.
Pull up, pull up.
Three's got one more pass worth of bullets left.
Two's turning in, Bo.
Three in trail.
Or one in trail.
Three's Winchester.
I can hear that gun run from the F2 camera.
Pull up, pull up.
Three's climbing to get the TACAN. TACAN has line of sight, so the mountains will get in the way.
Yeah. 2-2's dinner is about to be here. However, I will sit in orbit and wait to do this fucking tack-in approach so I can prove what I've learned. 2-2's back inbound with the gun.
Or one in trail.
There's still one BMP alive down there.
Was one BMP alive down there.
Two-two's back in for what seems to be the last... Oh! Last BMP shack.
A burb. Range cleared.
Range cleared. 2-2's Winchester.
It took me about 12,000 feet to pick up the tack-in. I'm overhead.
Alright, 2-2's dinner is here and Mrs. Hammer is not in a great mood. So I'm gonna enter in a little orbit and eat, and then I'll be back. If that is satisfactory.
Yeah. We'll see. Was that Grim trying to get on?
I thought it was low.
Oh,
Thought it was
microphone
Dog.
from. Dog said he was babysitting kids. Grandkids.
Oh, Dog is on with us.
Hey, Dog, how copy on Discord?
He's muted on Discord.
Gator, should we run some DME arcs or is that boring?
Oh, let's do it.
Alright, I got your visual low at 10 o'clock.
Alright. Still haven't gotten the tech yet. Climbing up to 12,000. Damn, like clockwork.
Alright, I'm gonna go eat Hammers at 8,900 feet, holding steady.
Okay.
We wanna run a right hand pattern and then run in on I'm having a brain fart.
Yeah, on the 210 course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way you get started is head directly towards the station.
Alright, turning it. Am I not seeing you? Ah. Continue to turn right. That's because you're way up over there. I love that my targeting pod can see you even though you're behind me.
There was a dirty joke in there somewhere, but maybe I shouldn't say it.
Oh boy.
I was going to do a simple "that's what she said," but then I worried about what that meant. She shouldn't have a targeting pod.
That's right. Only in Thailand. Alright, going wings level in 3, 2, 1. Wings level. Woo. Tried to set it for altitude heading, hold, and it just kept drifting left.
Right, now you can set it for regular altitude and heading hold now because we're just flying towards the station.
Yeah. No, that's what I did, and it just kept drifting left because I think my trim was just a little out of the sorts. I've heard of some folks going into the paints and like essentially changing the canopy to be completely black, so that you have to rely on terrain. Whatchamacallit? Terrain avoidance radar.
It'd be like a night flight in an F-111 Voodoo.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some JTAC action in one of these JOs. I don't think I've seen that in quite some time.
Right.
And likewise, like I wouldn't mind like a back A-roll once in a while, where like maybe we could point things out to the rotary boys or something like that.
Hey, pull up on your kneeboard if you have a good kneeboard. tool.
What do you want?
The high-tech NY, runway 21.
Is this one of the knee boards from the mission?
Yeah.
I see a strike recover. Let me see.
Just keep going until you see the big words in the upper right corner, high-tech NY. I actually think they're attached to the Nellis map.
That sounds about right.
And then let's orbit left here. Pretty good steep orbit. We're a little too close. I want to go back out to 20 miles.
Copy that.
And then let me know when if you find that knee board. Won't be any fun unless you see it.
Got the high tech in. Yep.
There you go. So on the left side of the map, where you see that curved arc, let's turn heading 330 away from Nellis. Turn left,
Yep.
330. So on the left there, you see this Dudeby intersection. So
Yep.
IAF initial approach fix Dudeby, Las Vegas, 17 mile DME, somewhere between 15,000 and 10,000. So we're at 12,000, we're in the right altitude. So once you're heading 330, go ahead and put your autopilot back on. And turn your OBS. You got your TACAN on, right? You're showing about 12 miles.
Yep.
So go ahead and turn your TACAN either to 283 or the opposite of 283. Since we're going outbound, we can just go this way. And so we want to be on that 283 radial, which is to the left of us, at 15 miles. That little D-shaped indicator with a 15 in the middle is 15. Or 17, actually the instrument approach fixes at 17. So we're at 15 now, we're in a little too close. Let's go ahead and turn left to about 240.
Right.
And what I want to do is I want to cross through that arrowhead we put just by the W, so we're at 283-ish. I want to pass that point so that I can catch up to that course deviation needle that's moved off to the left.
We're headed at 280.
Yeah, let's go. Well, no, we want to keep turning. Let's go to about 240. The reason is we want that course deviation needle to come back to the middle. So
Gotcha.
it's telling us the course is to the left of us. So we want to put a 45 degree into that needle and wait till it starts moving.
Okay, so we're supposed to head out that way, and then we're going to be turning clockwise back towards the one-way heading.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll want to turn back in the opposite of 283 once we get that right spot. I want to make sure the needles are moving in the right direction here. We might be doing it the wrong way, reverse sensing.
Got 17 miles to Nelson.
Yeah, I think we're going in the right direction. Let's go ahead and turn heading at 210.
210. Okay, slight left. And wiggle up.
Okay, needle's starting to move. So we're going to turn the opposite course of 283, which is about 97. When that needle starts to get even somewhat close to the middle, you'll notice on the outer band that they're getting close together to the OBS needle. So I'm going to turn inbound now. You're just out in front of me, so you should be turning pretty hard directly towards Nellis, where all the needles are pointing straight up, or the OBS is pointing straight down. Either way, we'll be heading about east. So now we're heading east at about 18 to 19 miles. Alice is straight in front of us, and now we're flying that dotted line inbound. I'm at 17 miles, so I'm right at Dubny. And at 15 miles, I'm going to start turning left to bring that outer marker down to the 3 o'clock position.
Alright.
So I'm at 16, going on 15, so I'm going to start my left turn to make that dotted line corner. so that I'm about a 13 DME arc. So I'm under 14. I'm turning a little sharper to get that arrow pointing the outer arrow pointing directly at 3 o'clock. So now I'm following that dotted line up towards the 13 arc. I'm at 3 o'clock, wings levelish. Put my autopilot on. Now I'm going to spin my OBS needle to 210 and break the CDI again. But I'm going to keep holding at 13 miles with the outer arrow at 3 o'clock. And if I get a little too close, I'm getting a 12, I'll turn slightly left. And if I get a little too far, I'll turn slightly right. But basically I'll find a really gentle right bank that holds it at 3 o'clock.
Got it.
So right now I'm heading about 030, which is the opposite, so I'm kind of on a really long right downwind. And then you'll notice that by the time I get around the circle at Hokum, I should be at 8,800 feet, so I can start my descent now. So I'm descending from 14,000 towards 8,800.
Sorry about that. Thanks for still being on.
Oh, good.
Letter 5. FAT is about from the north for our overhead breaker, resume to the left, L traffic.
Traffic, Dragonfly 3810s practicing 13-mile DME arc over at 8,800 feet. Head towards Hokum.
Yeah, we got your vision.
So I'm on a slight right turn, trying to keep that at 3 o'clock. I've crawled up to 14, so I'm going to turn a little sharper to the right. Get it back down to 13. Continue my descent. I'm at 11,400. So Hammer, go ahead. You're going to have to climb to 12,000 where you're at.
2-2, climb to 12,000. Is 12,000 feet, 71 miles, still in the tack in.
71 miles? Did you just fly straight instead of orbiting? Wow.
Yeah, it didn't take the orbit.
Okay, well, set your tack in, and if you're picking up the tack in for 12x right.
Tack in set for 12x.
And is it showing that it's got it with the DME?
No, it's got it all candy caned.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll
just
pick it up
start.
to 14,000, see if I can pick it up.
Yeah, well, and/or just start navigating towards Nellis.
Yeah, I got it punched in.
So I'm passing through 9,500, heading down to 8,800 and staying right on that 13 arc. And I'm getting pretty close to the final approach course because I have my needle set to 210.
2-2
And
picked up the deck in.
needle's getting really close and the CDI is starting to come in. Nellis Traffic Dragon Flight is approaching Hokum at 8,800. We will be continuing at DMA 13 arc. So now I'm passing, if I look to my right, I'm looking right down the runways at Nellis. But I'm going to continue around the horn. I'm going to wait until Hammer catches up.
Sounds good.
So I turned a little too far to the right, so now I'm 12 miles. So I'm just going to go level and just kind of fly that straight chord across the circle until I get back to 13 miles. So now the CDI needle has wandered off to the bottom of my HSI. So Hammer, you're going to fly right towards Nellis, and you're going to turn your OBS needle to 097.
The course or the OBS?
The OBS is the course knob, that's right. So on this device it says course, but in reality it's the Omni bearing selector.
Alright, it's laid in for 097.
Okay, and is the CDI, the course deviation indicator, to the left or the right?
To the left.
Okay, so what heading are you flying?
Currently flying 247.
You're flying 247 towards Nellis.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm over by Echo Bay.
Yeah, it's not helping me on the map. Okay, so go ahead and pull up the knee board for the high tack in.
Stand by. Alright, I gotta set the high tack in, runway 3 right.
Right, so high tack in Y, high tack in Yankee for runway 21 left. Should be the title at the top.
Tack around X-ray 21 left.
Is it X-ray or Yankee? In other words, the title of the chart, not the setting on your 1-2.
No, I had the wrong chart. I have it now.
Okay, so your high tack in Y, right. I want to get you to a point in space on the left side of that where you see IAF, or Instrument Initial Approach Fix, Dude B, Las Vegas 17 inside a big D. So on the left side of that map.
Yeah, IAF Doobie LSV 17, 15,000 over 10,000.
Right, so you want to be between 15,000 and 10,000. The lines mean you have to be there.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out my autopilot's not working. I don't have it on the right setting. So looking at that map, if you're flying about 240, then you're way over in the opposite corner up by the not for civil use wording. Maybe even down from there.
Yeah, I'm down for there. On that chart, I'm over by the 4754. More
Right.
towards the lake, but
Yeah, but
thereabouts.
you're still 60 miles out, right?
29 miles out.
Oh, you're getting close. Okay.
Yeah, I'm crushing it at 292 knots.
Okay, well, that dotted line is 13 miles, so we flew a 10-mile DME arc before. You're going to fly a 13-mile DME arc. But
Copy
you
that,
want to
1
enter the
mile.
pattern, you want to fly across the north side of that map, and then meet up at Dudeby.
Okay, so I'm gonna fly over the north side of the runways, and then button hook to the left to get into this DME arc.
But you got to stay outside the 13, so you can't just fly directly over Nellis.
Yeah.
You could fly directly over Nellis if AT said overfly the airport at 25,000 feet and then descend to 15,000. So you can do what you're thinking, just fly to Nellis and then button hook. But they're basically
give it an
reserving all
offset.
that airspace.
Alright, so I'm gonna chicane out to the north a little bit. Give myself a little more room for the airfield.
Yeah, fly something like 300.
Yeah, standard turn out to 300.
Nellis traffic.
2 F-18s are in a left-hand orbit, 8 to 10 mile track south of the airfield. We'll proceed 403 left once the Viking flight is wheels down for the overhead.
So now, Gator, we're about the opposite end of the runway now. You see the CDI coming back together.
Yep.
Alright, I'm 16 miles north of the runway.
So on that map, you're saying you're up by Hokum. Or on that chart.
I'm more by Hulu Poo. like directly over the top of the runway.
Oh, okay. And you're 16 miles,
Not-
so you're outside that. You're outside the dotted line.
Traffic.
Yeah, correct,
Flight
correct.
2 F-18s are currently lined up for the overhead break for full stop, runway 03 left.
Like it's clear. Yeah, because you go taxi. Taxi to park. When is this?
Adventurers say now I'm near Hokum.
Like it's two crossings here.
Okay, so you still have
What is
your OBS course set at 093.
You said course set 097.
Right, 097. That's good.
Alright, I'm gonna start my gentle left.
But I don't want you to turn to the runway yet.
Copy that.
I want you to head out to Dudeby. Because you're basically going to meet us there. You're coming from counterclockwise and we're coming from clockwise. So notice the Dudeby is 17 miles, so you should be 17 miles away with the needle pointing at 9 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock, the outside needle. So if you're inside 17 miles, you need to do a gentle turn to the right. If you're outside 17 miles, you need a gentle turn to the left.
And
I'm tracking.
is on base. Short final. 03 left.
So I have a visual of you about 15,000, kind of in front of me, almost 12 o'clock. I'm probably here 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I've got you.
Okay, so you basically want to fly that 17 arc to the left with your arrow at 9 o'clock until that CDI needle changes. That middle needle is still pegged to one side.
Yeah, it's pegged over the top right now.
Right, so when you get around to Dudeby at 17 miles out where that little arrow's pointing to that first dot, you're going to be right at that dot. You're going to want to turn left pretty hard, straight towards Nellis. So you're getting close, your needles might start moving. When it does, you're going to turn towards Nellis. And you're going to continue your left turn at the 13 DME arc.
Traffic. The Cowboy is clearly active on Delta. Crossing 03 right on Echo. Via Golf for the Hornet's Nest.
I'm doing a poor job of holding my 13 miles, got out to 15. You making that turn yet?
The body of the Aero still hasn't flipped over yet.
Okay. So you're 097-ish on
Echo.
OBS course.
Yeah, keeping that marker at my 3 o'clock, waiting for it to flip. Oh, here it comes, I see it. You said turn rather sharply, right?
Yep, towards Nellis.
In the turn.
And then as that number starts crawling down from 17 DME to 13, you're going to continue that left turn and get the pointy end of that outside arrow pointing at the 3 o'clock. You had the flat end point at 3 o'clock before.
Correct.
So Gator, when we get to Hoopu, we want to be at 53, or Hopu, we want to be at 5,300 feet. So we need to start descending from our 8,000 to 5,300. Gator, as soon as you turn inbound, you start descending to 8,800.
I'm down.
I mean, yeah, hammer down to 8,800 when you're in that gentle right-hand turn at 13 miles.
8,800, 13 miles.
Now notice on your chart, at Hokum, it's 8,800 feet, but by the time you get around to Hopu, it's 5,300 feet. And that's showing up on the lower half of the chart as the straight line vertical guidance to the runway. So Hopu at the lower one is 13 miles at 5,300, then Genar at 7 miles, 4,400, and that's our descent profile. So I'm not descending fast enough, so I'm going to descend a little faster. I'm also cutting inside my 13 miles, so I'm not doing a good job teaching and flying at the same time. Nellis Traffic Dragon 3-1, flight of 3810s, high-tech and Yankee, runway 21 left, approaching Hokum. So Gator, my needles are starting to come together. The outside needle plus the OBS needle, the CDI is not started moving yet. I'm descending through 7,000 on the way to 5,300. Needle's moving. I'm going to start turning in towards the runway. Course is set at 210. Once you're on that 13-mile DME arc hammer, you can set your course to 210 according to that chart. I overshot the runway and now I'm turning back into it.
Course knob set 210, 13 DME.
So I'm at 10 miles away on that chart. I should be going from 5,300 down to 4,400. I'm still a little high, so I'm diving a little bit. Cutting the throttle. Nellis Traffic Dragon 3-1, 10-mile final runway, 21 left.
So for Hulupu, where does it say the altitude at?
On the lower half of the entire chart, you see on the left,
oh, I see it, 5,300.
So Gator, you're probably turning inbound now.
Yep.
You should be about 5,300 feet, descending to 4,400 feet.
And confirming, you say we're going left?
Yeah, the approach plate is left. There's nobody else really flying right now, so yeah.
Nellis Traffic, Cowboys in Hornet's Nest, shutting down.
Yeah, he was the last guy airborne. So now my DME is 4, so I should be down around 3,200 feet. I'm right there. So So now I got a visual on the runway, I'm just putting my velocity vector on the other runway, and that pretty much follows that vertical guidance. So now Hammer, you're following that 13 miles around, you're descending down to 5,300. When your arrows on the outside ring start coming together, and your CDI needle starts moving, you're gonna turn onto that CDI needle course with a right turn onto the runway.
Yep, here comes the needle.
3-1's getting dirty.
Altitude, altitude.
Okay.
Big air bump on the end of the runway. Shit. I went up 400 feet.
4-1's getting dirty.
That was just crazy. .125 knots, full flaps, and it blows me up 400 feet. Nose traffic drag 3-1, clear the active at Alpha. 2 more on final.
Nose traffic dragon to 2, short final, the high ILS for 2-1.
So Hammer, you flipped over to ILS mode,
Yes, sir.
which is fine because you're learning TACAN, not the whole approach, just the how to use it in general. So you followed the 13 arc around, you descended to 5,300, turned in and picked up the ILS.
Yeah, I'm still using the TACAN though.
But the ILS is giving you vertical guidance. In other words, it keeps you on the glide slope. But you would have had to turn your ILS on and put your needles
Probably
on
before
your...
one exited by Alba.
Yeah. It was giving me directional guidance, not vertical guidance.
Okay, well that makes sense. The TACAN will give you the yellow bar if you free it, if you uncage it, but it'll only give you one of the vertical bars, not the vertical guidance. So you're pretty much doing a visual approach. But the TACAN thing was to get you to teach to intercept a point in space, 15,000, 10,000 feet, 17 miles, turn inbound towards the station, then turn right or left to take the DME arc around to the other point in space where you start the final approach. That's what TACAN's really all about.
2-2 touchdown.
We're used to it just teaching us to get to a point, go to the tanker, go to the airport, but it's actually used to fly around the airport by using the DME. Did you guys get a huge float at the end of the runway on the approach?
I did. I shot up like 300 feet.
That is goofy.
I had to trim the shit out of it.
I managed to avoid it.
So you just came in a
120
steeper
knot
approach.
I did not get a lift from the on approach now.
What was your airspeed?
Low, like 228.
128. Yeah. Yeah, I was 128, 130. I wasn't on speed, so I didn't have my ball centered yet. But man, it took off. Like
Yeah, let's try
full stick forward.
exit runway 03 right at via Alpha. Yeah, no, I was at 120 on the ball, and it shot me up.
And that's kind of a per runway issue, right? Because 2-1 right doesn't do that, does it?
I don't think so.
I get that on 2 and right all the time.
No, okay.
Although that may be a flying right behind someone thing.
Wake turbulence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that usually simulates a rotation.
No, I learned a lot. This was fun. Now
Chief
I
placed the
can
wheel
read
truck.
the chart, which is super cool.
Yeah, so on the PG map, the fun one to do that on is Alman Hot.
Copy.
You do a 10-mile DME, they've got a chart for a 10-mile DME around to runway 27, and it's also got the ILS. You can do that at Al Dafra. Airline does not have a TACAN or ILS. I think in the JO we're taking off out of Alman Hot.
It's either Almanad or Aldafra.
Chief, connect the ground power.
Yeah, I think he put us up at Alman Hot, so we have to fly so long to get up to the target at Kasab.
Copy.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's why.
Ground power is now on.
Alright, cool.
Chief, request rearm.
Request rearming. Copy.
Oh, it's traffic Dragonfly, clear the active. Taxiing. Alpha Golf, Charlie, to the hot vent. Yeah, we're XL here, right?
Yep.
Alright, I'll sign you off on those.
Rearming complete.
And then, talk to Grim and Tusk about, Gator about being an IP. Are you familiar with the T-45?
I mean, I've flown it. I haven't flown it a lot.
Well, it doesn't take a lot. It's fun little, it's like driving a little Porsche around. But basically, it's introductory flying, right? So Grim does a good job of teaching you what's important to figure out in the student. You're not teaching them how to fly. They should know how to fly when they get here. You're making sure that they're not only reasonably competent at flying, but they're compatible personalities with the group.
Yeah.
Grim does a good job of that. And then I think the process is you become a T-45 instructor pilot, get a couple guys under your wings, and then go through with Grim or Tusk or me what you have to teach for the A-10. You know all the things in the A-10, so it's not like you wouldn't pass them all off to the point of teaching them if you wanted to. It's not like we have a new student coming through very often, but the cool thing about the purple IP badge on the spreadsheet is you don't really have to re-up them. Not that we even do that.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.